Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Do you know of any country on this planet that officially bans books written in another language? So let's say, do you know, or a neighboring country, let's say you have Germany, and let's say Germany banned any books written in French from being brought into Germany or published in Germany? Well, I tell you one country, and that is the country that these guys are supporting, and the European Union calls, a democracy and with our values, which is Ukraine. What language? Russian. Let me show you an article coming from Russia Today, and bear with me. There's going to be a paragraph where you might say, see, Emil, but wait, the next paragraph is going to nullify the first paragraph. The first one just gives you the context, and the second one gives you the slap or the knockout. So let's look at this article coming from Russia Today. So this article is from Russia Today on the 12th of January 2024. Russian books, a quote-unquote huge threat to Ukraine, official says. Kiev's language ombudsman has called for strict measures to combat smuggling of banned literature into the country. I know that certain countries, idiotic as they are, they banned certain countries, not yet. Certain books, like, hey, that book written by that guy cannot be, nobody could read it because we protect you. Okay, the forbidden fruit, temptation. So that's imbecilic, I say. I say you should allow any kind of book to be published. Obviously, distribution to minors of certain kind of literature or books or magazines should not be allowed, obviously, for their protection. But they're children. Once you're an adult, you should be allowed, not should be allowed, no, put it differently. Nobody should go between your interest and whatever is over there in knowing. If you want to be propagandized, oh, you don't know about it. Says who? You? Okay. So the illegal import of Russian literature poses a threat to Ukraine. The country's language ombudsman claimed a post on his official Facebook page on Friday. Tara Kremen, oh my God, who's Taras? Not Taras Shevchenko, but Taras Kremen, also expressed regret. I have something with this name. I have to find if I find this guy. Expressed regret at the lack of state-owned publishers and printers, which means the government has no control over book production in the country. So the government should have control over book productions. Kiev has banned the sale. This is what I was talking about, the first paragraph that will be nullified in the future paragraphs. Kiev has banned the sale and distribution of all Russian language books inside the country, along with the import of any literature printed in Russia and Belarus, with the exception of those that were written by former Russian and Belarusian citizens before 1991, subject to special government approval. Got it? So that's bad already. Kremen claimed that, and I'm quoting, the smuggling of Russian language imports, including banned literature, knowledge, whatever, or entertainment, is a huge threat. Right? A huge threat to the national interest of Ukraine. He stressed that although the market is not large, the government should do everything within its power to prevent it from growing. This is not in quotation marks. And I'm quoting, the sooner we block this, the stronger our standing will be, both domestically and internationally, the ombudsman said. He criticized Ukraine's Ministry of Culture for not having the opportunity or the time, end quote, to approve the state program to support the national language, which would include book printing, calling it an important source of revenue. In recent years, Kiev has adopted a number of laws making the use of the Ukrainian language obligatory in almost all spheres of public life, including in government, medicine, science, education, and the media. Failure to comply with the laws can result in fines. Following the launch of Russian military campaign in Ukraine in 2022, Kiev doubled down on the de-Russification campaign, with top officials calling for the complete removal of the Russian language nationwide, and I'm quoting, as an element of hostile propaganda and brainwashing of the population. So you either think that the Russians are very smart and good at it, or you think the population is dumb as fuck. Which one is it? And you are smart, you're the genius. Which one is it? And you're good-hearted, and you're gonna help everybody. More or less, we all fall to propaganda. The problem is, don't stay in it. By allowing yourself, or people allowing those guys to look into matters deeper and deeper, you will realize, if you're smart enough and you get the right sources, that you were propagandized. But if you're not allowed and you're given like a kindergarten kid, oh, you should do this for this, you should do this, don't do this, and you don't know anything about the world because they don't let you, or you don't have the capability, that's a different story. But here, we all are propagandized. We all fall for it at one point or another in our lives. And we will in the future. Why? Because you have to learn more. That's a personal effort. If I just go and read or look at, let's say, CNN, I will be definitely propagandized. Definitely. But if I have only CNN, I will never know this propaganda. So I need other sources to go deeper and deeper if I put the effort in it. But if I drink the beer, I'm entertained with whatever garbage, of course I'm not going to do that. I'm busy working or something. I will never realize that CNN is propagandizing me. So give me the opportunity. Maybe not all Russian literature is propaganda after 1991, or books, but you know. And the Americans are okay with that. And the European values are not interfering with that thing either. Lawmakers have since imposed complete bans. So lawmakers have since then imposed complete bans on Russian language works of art, performances, films, songs, and books, and have also outlawed the study of Russian in schools and universities. Do you think these guys are lying? You can verify that. Now, if you would not have access to the other side, you couldn't verify. And you just, oh my God, this guy's banned all that. But that's the beauty of it. You should have free will in reading what the hell you want to read and believe in whatever hell you want to believe. You're going to create problems? Let's debate. Bring me the truth with facts, with evidence. But they don't bother. There's like a parent. There's like a parent who's trying to make a child do whatever just by smacking. You just smack the kid is going to learn, oh, don't do that, bang. There's not going to be an explanation. You're going to have a little debate. Hey, don't do this because this. Don't do this because of this. Or, you're just going to smack. Yeah, the kid is going to listen. But that's it. Exactly. I'm going to just smack you. Don't look left or right. Moscow claims that such laws violate the rights of Russian-speaking people who make up around half of Ukraine's population. Half, according to Russians. You can verify. You can go on Wikipedia. You can go on many other studies and you can find out. But if the guys don't allow you to study and to look into it, you're going to believe the Russians only, right? Right. So again, this is garbage. This is tyranny. And this is done by people with very narrow minds. Like I lived under these guys in the communist times. People who do this are very narrow-minded, not very dumb, very rudimentary, cave people. So we are inclusive. We're not gonna let them outside, okay, just because of this. So let me check that guy's name, right? Because I said I will. I just have I got a feeling. I got a gut feeling. Taras, very much. Taras, just a few seconds. I'll be back. I didn't find any information. I saw his face, and I don't think he is what I thought he is. But I found something else interesting here. When I put his name, this was the first article that came. It said, when you hear Russian, the what? Let's see what is over here. This is the guy. This is probably a Russian thing, right? It's a .ru. And this is what this guy's claim he said. Ukrainian language ombudsman. And I'm quoting, where you hear Russian, the first reaction is to, right there. Okay, and this is the guy. So he doesn't look like what I thought I would find. Nevertheless, Ukrainian Commissioner for the Protection of the State Language, Taras Kremen, said that the first reaction of the Ukrainian military on the front line where they hear the Russian language is to this, shoot, right? According to the Ukrainian language ombudsman, after the outbreak of the armed conflict, the factor of language acquired important importance, holy moly, becoming a factor in the freedom as well as the security of the national identity and culture of Ukraine. In addition, according to Kremlia, language has become a marker of friend of or foe at the front. That's true, but maybe you ask questions sometimes, what if they just say, hey, stöй? Oh, a lot of words are the same, so how do you discern that? Anyway, here it is, my friends. You tell me if the Americans tomorrow will say that we're going to ban, I don't know, Spanish-speaking or Mexican literature. What are you going to do? Mexican art. Why? Because of La Raza or something. Or simply they say because, I don't know, we fought a war. Let's say we banned Japanese because we fought a war against the Japanese. Not even the Germans did that in the Second World War with French, or the French vice versa. Yeah, those guys, the bad guys, banned communist books and socialist books and pornography and all that. And they always give you, those are the bonfires of those bad guys, Nazis. They burn books so people don't know. What kind of books? Well, why don't you ask that? Why don't you read about it? Will they let you to read? Or did they ban it? Or they dug it? Well, go and see what kind of books the bad people, the Nazis, burned. And I'm not trying to defend the fuckers there. They did whatever they did. That's them, not me. But, it's always more to the story. Why? If you're allowed to read, then you're going to find out. If not, like we can study a certain event in the Second World War in certain countries, remember? It's like that the way it is. Don't even try. Don't even try. That is set in stone. Remember this. The first thing these guys are telling you, the professors or the teachers, when you study history, is that history is not a dead science. It's alive. Why? It's a living silence, yeah. Living science. Why? Because you always find more information, so it grows, it improves, it develops, you find the truth. But you can't talk about one argument, one event. Why is that? The same garbage. Why is that? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.